So back in September, I started teaching Merlin how to do the Spanish walk, and we really only did a handful of sessions, maybe 5 max, and never perfected it, but here's a clip of him doing it. And anyway, so yesterday I decided to bring this back up again after like 2.5 months. I figured he would remember because even though we only had a handful of sessions, he is so food motivated and he seems to remember anything that he does with positive reinforcement. He remembers. He's always trying really hard to guess the right answer. So this means he's a little bit more vibrant in what he gives you. So for example, learning how to smile. Merlin is very big in his mode. He's trying really hard to earn that reward compared to Raven. I'm having to try to pull Raven out more and more, but Merlin is over enthusiastic. He's giving the answer before the question is even asked. So that means his behavior is not, it's not what you call on cue. So I don't want to reward him when he's giving a behavior when I'm not asking for it. But anyway, so knowing that about Merlin was really important for me to decide what I wanted to do yesterday, which was change my cue for the march or the Spanish walk. I had been tapping the top of his leg for it, but there was actually a time when someone, I can't remember who it was, someone accidentally touched him in the spot, and he like did his little march, but it was like it was totally unexpected by them. So I'm like, I don't want someone else to accidentally touch him and have him just like throw out these stomps, and so I figured I was pretty safe with the stork walk, the flamingo walk, or however you want to call it. I'm not going to walk like that in normal life, and I don't think anyone else will. So I thought that was a little bit better. And because Merlin is so enthusiastically offering a behavior, I kind of figured that he would be, when he saw me doing it, he would be pretty inclined to start the march himself. So one way I could do it would be to march with my own body and then add that tapping motion if Merlin didn't respond. But I just kind of went cold turkey. That is a big jump. But for Raven, for example, I would absolutely have to do that gradual, slow transition because there's no way that I don't think she would respond the same way of Merlin. He's a horse that really eagerly gives an answer. So I think if I just start like trying to march myself, I can change that to be my cue. I feel like that's more distinctive. And there's so many other ways around it. Like there's so many ways to do this, but I really just want to remove this. And I think I can because he's so eager to offer that as an answer, the march. So we'll see if I can get him marching without this. I'm not going to reward that because I didn't ask. Ready? So it did look pretty awkward. I didn't realize exactly how awkward I looked until I watched it afterwards, but I was trying to make it distinguishable from my normal walk. So again, I don't want to reward him when he's offering the behavior off of cue, but I did, as I was doing this, discover an error that I was making in that I was really confusing him because when I asked for the Spanish walk or that march, I would slow down. And then as I was doing my normal walk, I was also I was watching him and walking slow to pay attention to him. But I saw how that could have been confusing to him. So I kind of fixed that and I made sure to speed up my walk and walk normal, which is walking normal is like you're looking straight ahead. You're walking at a normal pace. You're not slowly walking and staring at him because that was confusing him. So that was a really important thing for me to notice. And as I suspected, Merlin pretty quickly caught on that me marching meant that he was to march. Now, one thing that was really cool was as I started marching, I saw Merlin catching on and really falling into sync with me. You can see him trying to kind of line up with me here. I thought that was really cool. So by the end, you could see that Merlin could acknowledge the difference between my normal walk and then my marching walk. And again, I started small because I was changing my cues. I started with him just taking one step, one of those exaggerated steps. And then I started asking for a couple more, but I never asked for more than like 4. I just want to point out and say that there are so many different approaches. Like There's so many different paths to trying to teach this. There's no one way to do anything. You're sleepy?